your passion. So I was thinking about this, and this too shall pass. There's a lot of political stuff that I don't think is the best, but there's always been a lot of political stuff that's not the best. And I feel like you could get caught up in that. But like I said at the end of the day, I don't want to make my life revolve around politics. I enjoy studying history and reading about current events, or even listening maybe to a video or two about it. But I don't want to make that my entire life, because I find when you get on that loop of politics, you either have people that are just like grandstanding a politician or a political movement, or people that are just incensed by it. But at the end of the day, those people are not going to come to your house. They're not going to clean your house. They're not going to go shopping with you and have fun with you. And at the end of the day, I do love history and I love to read about it. But deep down, I don't want to simp for it. I just don't. Like, I don't want to spend my entire waking minutes, like, thinking about these politicians, because they're all infallible. They're all human beings. And if you believe in God, God is your ruler, not Trump, not J.D. Vance. But some people will simp for him. I don't know, whatever. That's on them, but that's not for me. And I'm not a fan of this current administration, but there's things in the past that happened that I might not have been a fan of either. So I'm getting to the point in my life where I will still talk about those things. I will definitely discuss them. But my channel is not entirely about that. I think I just sometimes get caught up in the current event loop just because I've been reading about it and thinking about it. But I've actually been taking a mini break. Like, I looked at a couple of news articles recently, but I'm like, that's not what I want to spend my life on. What I want to talk about this morning is follow your passion, okay? So I was talking to my friend last night, and she knows me and I know her from the late 90s when we went to school together. And I just feel like people you knew back in the day, like the people that you still talk to today, that you have a deep friendship with, not like superficial friendship, right? People that you can talk to about anything, they see you and you see them. And I remembered something about this particular friend. Like, even though we've had this friction, like, she's always been like the most loyal person I know. Like, loyalty is her great jam. Like, we have had some pure like disagreements, but at the end of the day, she always wants me to be a friend in her life. And I realize, and I've known this in my heart always, I want to be a friend in her life too. Like, that's what I want. Like, I want that friendship with her for the rest of my life. Like, there's other people that, no, I don't want that friendship with them, because other people in the, they're not deep people. They just want surface level friendship. Like, a lot of people, like, they see somebody that they haven't seen for a long time, and they have this very superficial type friendship where they're like, oh, we should get together. But where you talk to people continuously, you have deep conversation with them. And my one friend, like, she's done some very interesting things with her life, but she's not like famous. She's not a millionaire, but she wrote like a book a few years ago, and she said, it didn't sell that well, but it was a passion for her. Like, it was a passion project, and she felt a lot of fulfillment after writing that book, because she felt like it was a story she wanted to tell. And I'd kind of played around in the past with writing a book, but I feel like what I wrote in the past is not what I would want to publish. But I realized over time, having a YouTube channel, hi, how you doing? Nice to see you, Mooney. Over time, like, just having a YouTube channel and doing art when I get around to it, that's like my passion project. And I don't want to necessarily be like a bestseller if what I create doesn't resonate with the masses. Like, I want Hocus Pocus. I mean, I remember it. It's cute. Like, so anyway, for me, I just want to create things that I enjoy, and I'm going to encourage other people to do that as well. we live in an age where everybody, oh, there is? Okay, I'm walking to work. I just do these walking, talking live streams early in the morning, like at 7 o'clock. So I don't know, it's kind of fun sometimes, like when I'm in the mood. So yeah, I'll have to look for the Hocus Pocus. I don't know what that is, but that's not what we're talking about, like the one person that said that. We're talking... Okay. So anyway, my name is Julia, and I just want to talk about following your passion, in that if you want to create something, you should do it. And not because you want to be an influencer, and not because you want to be famous, but because you want to create something that's beautiful and lasting, not something that would fade because you didn't enjoy it. Yeah. I'm gonna put these in timeout. I'm sorry. It's really hard when I'm walking to do that. Follow your mannequin on your Wicked Witch of the West. I don't know what that means. Is that part of the Hocus Pocus? I mean, I know who Wicked Witch of the West is. But anyway, back to what I was saying. If you want to create art, you should do it. If you want to paint, you should do that. You should follow your dreams, and it's not about being a big influencer. In fact, recently, like a lot of influencers have realized, you know what? I really just want to be my genuine self. And I do follow some people that have big followings, but I've noticed like the people, I don't know what we're talking about. Michael, what are you talking about? This is not the conversation. So anyway, like you should follow something that makes you happy. Okay. We have some strange individuals in this chat, I guess, that really, really want attention. I'm just removing all the bad stuff. I don't understand what is going on with some of these people. I do apologize. We get some really strange people in the chat. Like, can you imagine going on YouTube on a Saturday morning to write comments like that? That's kind of weird. But what do I know? They must have a lot of fun writing weird stuff. But back to what I was saying. If you want to write something, or you want to draw something, or you want to be a creator, and you want to create something that might not be super popular, I create as many art projects as I like. I'm not doing it like for a competition. This is the whole point. I just create things that make me happy. You can see a lot of the things I've done throughout the years on my channel. Like, I'm doing it just to make myself happy. It's like a passion for me, like when I have time. And I like to be in a mindset. Like, I'm not doing it to, like, some people create art to sell. And the truth is, there's been a lot of people throughout the ages who, like the whole trope, like you don't have to literally be a starving artist, but there are a lot of people that don't just produce to make money. And a few years ago, I ran into somebody that said, oh, well, there's a lot of commercially successful artists. And for some reason, this person was very offended by the idea, or opposed to the idea, that there were starving artists. And I thought, well, why are they upset about that? Not like literally starving, but like, for example, Toulouse-Lautrec, Picasso, they weren't rich in their time. Like, they might have had celebrity, but they weren't like the OG influencers on the TikTok. They didn't make millions of dollars. People knew who they were, but they created art because it came from a place of passion and creativity and inspiration. And I feel like that's how I want to live my life. So I think you should create things that are something you want to share with the world. Like, for instance, I love the mountains and I love the trees and I love birds. And I have like a kind of a passion project YouTube channel. It's just very little. It's called Birdie Time. But I'm not a bird expert, but I've always loved birds, and we have hundreds of birds that you can hear them right now. There's just so many beautiful melodic birds in the early morning. And I love to try and figure out the names of different birds, and I feel like I have an interest. Okay, I get you. Like, I love crows. Like, I'm very, like, some people don't like crows, but crows are they might not be the most beautiful bird, but I think they're beautiful, actually. Like, I think crows have the most interesting little call, and I've just become more fascinated with them lately, because there's so many crows here, and in the early morning, they have, like, a certain community with each other, and I want to look things up and learn more about them. Like, I don't claim to be a bird expert, but in the past, I've drawn birds, because I'm just like, I have a love for birds, and I just think they're very beautiful, and I admire birds. Like, I would rather go outside and look at birds on a tree than listen to somebody prattle on about like how they're on Skinny Talk. Like, that's just that's not inspirational to me. So I just say, at the end of the day, I like them. You just hate them because they don't have any color. But I love the color black. Black is a color. It's like one of the most beautiful colors because it's just the darkest color. And black, you can add it to any color to kind of mix up the shades. Like, some people don't like the color black. Like, I love bright colors. Don't get me wrong. I love bright colors. But I love black too, because first off, black is in every color. It really is, to some degree, unless it's pure white or something. But you add a little bit of black to any color and you can change it to some degree. You can use it to make shadows. And there are variations of black. Like, I had a black cat named Irina, and she was the most beautiful black cat. And even though she was black in the sunlight, you would see variations in her fur pattern. Like, some parts were like reddish black, cherry. And you know, one of the most beautiful shades of black, like hair or fur, is like cherry cola black. It's just chef's kiss. Like, everybody loves blonde hair, but I've always had dark brown hair. My hair's not black. It's like really dark brown bordering on black. Some people think my hair is black, but it's actually dark brown. But in the sunlight, it picks up different colors. So I don't know. I just like crows, but my favorite bird is the hummingbird. I love hummingbirds. They're so sweet and they're so gentle. But I also seem to be a little bit like enamored with phoebes, but phoebes can be very assertive. Like, sometimes if you walk by a phoebe and you didn't know their nest is there, they will dive bomb near your head thinking that you're going to get one of their little ones. And then stellar jays, they're so funny because people thought that the stellar jay, it's a blue and black bird with like kind of a little spike on his head. People thought that they were blue jays, but they were really stellar jays. And they named a whole town up in the San Bernardino Islands named Blue Jay. Even though there are blue jay birds, but blue jays are like a not teal blue, but I would say like a blueberry blue color with like kind of an orangey stomach. So yeah, you have blue jays, but the Stellar Jays, which will kind of mock you. Like if you ever see a Stellar Jay, they will look down at you and they will just like, they literally do that. These birds have no fear. Now, birds in the city are different than birds in the mountains. Birds in the mountains, they will not come near you. But birds in the city, they've been around people. So they don't seem so scared of people so much. Like birds in the mountains, they have a fear. Like they don't want to be near people. They probably think people are trying to get them or something. But down in the city, birds will eat people's like food that they drop. Like in fact, some birds are very keen. They're very smart. They're like, ooh, taco stand, dinner. And they know where to go. College campuses. Oh. And then sometimes the birds would look when, well, I remember this just when I was a kid in college, when there was spring break and you were like the only student on campus because you worked on campus. And the birds look so hungry because they're not like hunting like other birds. Like, yes, there are birds that get worms. I've seen birds that hunt for worms. But some birds became so adept, or they just not adapted. Adapt means that you're very good at like hunting for a worm. But they became so adapted to just getting whatever food people left on campus that they looked really hungry. And they were like looking for anything to eat. But I love birds. I'm just fascinated by them. So follow your passions, guys.